Welcome to episode 64 of Comic Book Nation, the official podcast of Comicbook.com. I am your host, Kofi Outlaw, and with me is the Trinity, Matthew Aguilar.
What's up?
And Mr. Brandon Davis.
Dude, 64 episodes already?
I mean, you've been out of the office for like 50 of them.
But 64 episodes. Well, good job.
I know,
you guys.
we do things while you're out on the road, man.
Oh,
Things
man.
happen around here.
Such shade.
We keep
Can the
keep
people just turn the air conditioning off while they're listening to this in their car with all that shade?
Those are just facts.
I
don't think you can qualify facts as shade. I think they're two different things. Facts are facts.
Congrats on 64 episodes, Kofi and Matt. You guys are killing it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Kofi he never knows how to handle a compliment, but it's okay.
What are we gonna do for 100? What are you gonna do, Jim? Producer Jim Viscardi.
For 100? I don't know. We have to think of something big. We're coming up on it. It's gonna be here.
Plans for 100 for the 100th episode of Comic Book Nation?
Well, we would ask you too.
I'm sure.
Can we celebrate with almond flour?
R.I.P.
burgers?
Comic Book now. Let's move on.
Oh,
Here we go. We are going to be talking about today. The MCU is getting a new Hawkeye. We are going to be talking about some new horror trailers. We are going to be talking about Apple wants you to buy in the next year or so. And we are going to start a new fun thing that I feel is perfect for this crowd, which is called Grenade, which is where I toss a grenade in the room, and then we just let everybody try to fight it out before that thing goes off.
I wasn't prepped for this.
grenade.
I know. That's the
that
best
scared
kind of
me.
guest. That's the best kind of guest to have on the show. One who is
just over here
totally
singing Bruno
unprepared.
Mars.
I said, bag over the head, but they wouldn't let me do that kind of stuff. So now we just pop and we pull surprises on people. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to get into our news flash and talk about all this very wonderful stuff and pull the pin on our first grenade. You do not want to miss that. Stay tuned. All right. So starting right at the top, the MCU is getting a new Hawkeye.
Yas.
And we are all excited. It is coming about in the series called Hawkeye for Disney+. And it is our fan favorite from the books, Kate Bishop. And she's going to be played by none other than Hailee Steinfeld.
Yay!
The critically acclaimed actress of Bumblebee will be starring as Kate Bishop in
Into the
Hawkeye.
Oh,
Spider-Verse.
right. She was into the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse.
I was just joking about
She was
Bumblebee.
Spider-Gwen.
That was me being...
Hey, she was good in Bumblebee.
I like that.
Yeah, she was.
Bumblebee.
Hailee Steinfeld's good in like just about
And
everything she's ever been in.
she was
Like,
great as the
fine.
voice of.
She's great
I mean, but
in
she
True Grit,
basically could play her
great in
character from
Spider-Verse.
Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Now I will say. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? You like it? You're all
Yeah,
in?
I mean, that's a solid Kate Bishop. It seems solid with the fans. It's like...
I like it. I don't love it. Like I like it. Like I'm
you just described
happy
people's
with it.
feelings about Hawkeye in general. Like,
Yes,
Stop
I agree.
it.
I absolutely agree.
Stop it.
And she's the only reason. Like Kate Bishop is the only reason I care about this series in any respect, anyway. So like, I was happy with her. She'll be a good Kate Bishop. I wasn't.
I
Maybe
said
it's
she's
not the
solid.
actress that. Yeah, it's not the
It's
actress.
solid.
Maybe that went. Oh yeah, like that's exactly what I.
in
want.
these untested waters of these Disney Plus series, it's a very safe and solid choice, is what I would say. Hailee
Yeah.
Steinfeld is able to knock everything out of the park. She's a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's got that Disney connection and love. I mean, and I feel like Hawkeye in the MCU, you have to be like a multiple threat actor to get that role. Like
Yeah.
Renner can act, he can sing. Hailee Steinfeld can act, she can sing.
Makes dope music videos.
Yeah, so there you go.
So does this mean we're going to get an album between the two of them?
There should be a duet
wow.
scene. There should be a karaoke duet scene between Clinton Barton and
Yeah.
Kate Bishop.
That's how they become friends.
Like if there's just not a song that plays in the credits, that's their like a thing that they do.
you're the man,
the actors.
Missed opportunity.
Kate
That is a
Bishop.
missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That is some money that they're leaving on the table if they don't do that.
They also got a writer. The Madman writer is writing the whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
So obviously in the 5 years, Hawkeye has been cheating on his wife this whole
No.
time.
You're gonna recycle an old Twitter joke like
It
that.
worked well on Twitter. I thought it would do well here.
I wasn't gonna out that, but that I heard that before.
Nah, man, we're let it
gonna
play.
let
I
that
mean,
go.
you just
But
can't.
he
You
did,
just
and
can't
he
hear
just
the.
couldn't let it go.
Everybody driving a car, pull over to the side so you can laugh safely. All right. No, but no, that's a good one because I mean that is basically Mad Men in a nutshell. So.
I mean, I don't know what that
And
could
we're
mean
hearing
for the show.
rumbles that a Young Avengers series could be. This could all be kind of leading to a Young Avengers series on Disney Plus, which is something we've started talking about ever since we started seeing the breadcrumbs drop. I mean, Kate Bishop is being introduced in the Hawkeye series. Ms. Marvel's getting her own series. Yes, there's so many announcements. I keep forgetting which are movies and which are series. So, I mean, I know Ms. Marvel was an actual Avenger, but like in the purposes of the MCU, this all feels like it could be
Cassie Lang is out
Cassie
there.
Lang's already
Emma
Lang's
Thurman
already
wants
there.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
She wants to be back in the Marvel.
So
movies,
like,
and
yeah, I mean,
she's
we
good.
have,
She'll get there.
right there, we already have the foundation for like what is
Yeah.
shaping up to be,
and then
you
you'll
know,
probably
a Young
get
Avengers
Hulkling
series.
and Wiccan in WandaVision.
I do love Wiccan.
Yeah,
and Hulkling,
and
like
we
that
will.
whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, and this just sounds like the Young Avengers Disney Plus series that will never be shown in Brazil is coming our way. That's a little
Wow, look at
topical
that.
joke about that happens
man.
in Brazil. Yeah,
Deep cut for the.
yeah, this is a deep cut for the listeners.
There's so
you know.
much spice in this episode.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
first
Woo,
10 minutes
you get
already.
saucy
First
today.
grenade episode. This is what you want. So
Was
you
that the
guys,
grenade?
No,
No, not yet.
Oh.
You guys want the Young Avengers series? You guys, so Brandon, you haven't said. Are you happy with Hailee Steinfeld as Kate?
Yeah, I
Bishop?
think it's great. I mean, I think she's super talented. I mean, in any artistic front. So, did I ever think, oh, Hailee Steinfeld, Kate Bishop before the casting? No, but when it came out, I was like,
There was a surprising number
yeah.
of people who did. Though.
There were a few people.
Yeah, that was.
well,
I saw that. Yeah.
I did. I mean, I did see people not like Matt. Matt seems like okay with it. I saw a few people. I tweeted about this, and I got a few responses like, "Nah, keep it." And I was like,
What are you
why?
mad about?
What's wrong?
Like,
I
keep,
don't know.
Keep
First of all,
what?
who's standing Kate
Keep-
Bishop that hard? Second of all, like who's hating?
Hey
Hailee
man, there's
Steinfeld
someone in
that
our office who is a diehard Kate Bishop fan.
Oh, I know, and I like understand, but like who's like, but she
Wait,
was excited.
Did Megan not like it?
No, she was excited. as
Yeah,
well,
she's excited.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What's the Venn diagram?
How
of
old is
people who
Hailee Steinfeld?
Love Kate Bishop that much, but dislike Hailee Steinfeld that much.
Oh, that's true. That is a yeah. You're right.
weird-
She's like early 20s, right?
She is 22.
And how old do you think Kate Bishop's gonna be?
22. Sorry.
That's about the age I
Yeah.
would expect
So I
Kate
mean,
Bishop to
and
be.
they cast her at 22. She's probably gonna be in this role for like 20 years. Like
Also, there's a aged up Monica Rambeau as well,
Yeah,
and
so-
I would love for them to
Yeah.
move her on over.
Yeah, Spectrum. So like, yeah, we're just angling towards this, and it's like Young Avengers. They need some dudes at this point. They got all the ladies are
Man,
circling up.
it'll be
Sam
so
Alexander.
sad for Marvel to beat DC at a legacy type
Right? That makes no
or,
sense.
or movie event. I mean, yeah, sure, you've got Titans on the DC universe or whatever, but no one gives a shit about that.
I care about Titans.
I care about
listen,
that too.
I
Thank
enjoy
you.
Titans, but
Oh,
no, but
man.
Boo!
no, I agree with Jim. Nobody else, nobody
but
cares.
There's no legacies built around that. Like outside of Rob, like the two.
Well,
Outside of the
I guess
main
this is
character
not
of the
a good
show.
time to point out that my entire plan for this episode was a Titans season premiere review, but I just totally forgot about it. So that's probably not a good sign for Titans.
Get to
Yeah.
I'm excited to see
Well,
episode 2.
How about
word.
next
It doesn't
episode?
help
We'll
that they
do
gave
next
us
episode. We'll
screeners
do
2
like
days
the
before.
first. Next episode, we'll do the first 2 episodes. And
Sure.
call that
Can I get a one-word review?
Of
finale? That's the word. Yeah, I could.
Oh God!
It's
Well,
not a
no,
premiere.
they-
It's
they-
not
Oh.
a premiere.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah, we'll talk about more of this later. But
a great-
we're getting
that's a
off
great
topic,
tease,
But
though.
like, yeah,
It's Jim's fault.
Yeah, I know. All right, so Young Avengers,
wasn't me
Hawkeye.
this
We're all
time.
excited about that. Moving right along, we're gonna hop over to the horror side of things. We got a horror movie trailer this past weekend with the release of It. It was the final trailer for Doctor Sleep, which is the Shining sequel starring Ewan McGregor. And man, yeah, I hadn't seen this online. Somehow I got out of here on Friday. Never saw that online. Just went to the theater to see It for a
And then-
date with my wife and saw it and like really enjoyed that.
What's
trailer.
that like? I feel like that doesn't happen at all anymore. Of like actually walking to a theater and going, "Oh my god, I didn't know that preview was."
Yeah.
Warner Brothers has been doing that for a bit now, right? They did it with that Christopher Nolan.
Tenet.
Yeah,
Tenet,
Tenet,
yeah.
that was also shown.
but
But that
did
doesn't make any damn sense. It's just dude from Black Klansman standing around with tense Nolan music playing and being like, "It's genius!" Like, no,
Did you
that's
get
not-
the Birds of Prey thing in front of yours?
Yeah, we were going to talk about that, but I shifted it to next episode because
Okay.
it's going to be our next grenade. Will be Birds of Prey.
right.
It wasn't fitting for our first grenade
Grenade.
today. But I saw it. It was exactly what you saw online.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll talk about that next time too.
Oh, man,
So
so
we
many
saw Doctor
teasers.
Sleep trailer, and yeah, we talked about this when the trailer first came out. And we were all shocked about how much it leaned into the actual movie, The Shining.
Yeah.
And this trailer shocks you even more about how much of the Overlook Hotel, Stanley Kubrick Shining, and all of that is really kind of baked into the DNA of this movie, which adapts Stephen King's sequel novel, which is much different from Stanley Kubrick's film adaptation of The Shining. But it looks like they're merging both, and it looks really, really good. Like,
Yeah,
I'm actually kind
I think
of
also I think like the interesting part of that is that like I mean everyone knows that Stephen King hated
Yeah.
the movie The Shining, and so for them to be like really sort of leaning into the Kubrick Shining thing is really like oh okay, maybe we're getting King coming to terms with, well, it's a thing that happened and a lot of people liked it. So
Right. I was gonna ask, like, what is money ultimately the thing that really did it, or is it just time and going, okay, you know what, like,
maybe I would say it's a little bit of both.
because after that It money came in, it'd be like, I gotta play
Yeah, I was
to
about
the
to say,
crowd.
but he's always
Stephen
been a
King's
fan.
reset point where he's getting older and he's like, I need money and I don't want to write for it.
He's getting that cameo money now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, yeah.
So, yeah, I
Spoiler
mean,
alert.
yeah, it's an interesting, but it's a great kind of way to bridge the gap between, Stephen King fans and, Shining the movie fans. And it really gives this movie what looks to be like a third act. And that's going to be really exciting and kind of thrilling and really play up those of us who grew up with that movie and were terrified. And the recreation of scenes from that are pretty spot on.
And I'm excited to just see Ewan McGregor in that kind of movie.
Yeah,
Like,
it's kind of like a troubled. And if you don't know, the story is he's Danny Torrance from The Shining. He's all grown up. He kind of goes around and tries to use The Shining to kind of help people, I think, that are dying or something like that. Where he meets another girl who has an even more powerful Shining than him, and he kind of has to teach her and prepare her for the fact that there are these beings out there that consume this power, this psychic power from people. And it's great to see Rebecca Ferguson from Mission Impossible playing like this kind of type of, not a vampire, but like a vampire-ish type entity. She looks great as a villain, which is, her whole MO in Mission Impossible is whether she's good or bad. And
Yeah.
that
Now
whole
she
thing.
really gets to lean in.
Yeah, she gets to really lean into it, and it looks pretty good. And so I'm actually surprised. I feel like this is going to be a dark horse kind of surprise for the fall season. And Dr. Sleep, don't sleep on that. Check out that trailer, Comicbook.com horror. Yeah, you saw what I did there. Next was the Purge Season 2 trailer. You know me, I have an unhealthy like of the Purge, and also the movies and TV show, which I also enjoy. And
You
the
really
TV
like
show,
Man.
yeah, the TV show is coming back and for season 2, and I'm really psyched about this. And the reason I keep bringing this up is this is the first time we get to see actually something different from this series that I think is an interesting hook, which is it begins on the last hours of Purge night and follows this set of different characters who find themselves in these really messed up situations, and then follows them over the course of the next year as they prepare for next Purge night. And the whole question is this whole thing, the Purge, really something you can contain to just one night with the drastic things that happen, or what happens the rest of the year with people carrying around this trauma, these kind of tensions, or just, just itching to get back and get at somebody that they really want to purge. And if you watch the season 2 trailer, it's pretty good. It's the best so far. And it kind of lays out a lot clearer, like, what this whole seasonal arc is going to be. Derek Luke, who you guys remember from various things that Derek Luke has been in, plays a guy who's almost assassinated. He's a wealthy guy with his wife who's almost assassinated on Purge night. So for his storyline, it'll be a mystery. Like, who's trying to kill him?
Yeah.
Or are they going to wait till the next Purge when they can kind of get away with it clean? Or are they going to try again in the time, in the interim between those purges? Max Martini, who's from The Unit and a bunch of other stuff, is playing a guy who pulls a heist on Purge night. And he's trying to kind of prepare for a bigger job on the next Purge night. That's when it'll probably go sideways. And my favorite, Joel Allen, is this frat boy who goes out on Purge night thinking it's going to be this thrill, and comes away from it scarred, and is looking to go out next Purge night and be a lot more prepared. And his storyline intersects with that dude wearing the God mask from like the Purge 2.
Okay.
So there's all these little references to the
interesting.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting, right? Like, I'm not just pulling TV shows out of my butt.
No,
okay?
no,
Like, I'm trying to tell you guys things you should be
You had me.
watching and
You
you
hooked
probably
me.
may not be aware of. But, like, yeah, the Purge series on USA. And you don't have to see season 1, which is a great part. It's an
Okay.
anthology series, almost like American Horror Story. So this is a completely different story. You can just jump in. But if you're a fan of the Purge, or you're just looking for something to watch, I think season 2 is going to be something special to check out. And it's coming out in perfect Halloween season time. It'll be here on 10/15. So
So I stopped at 2. After 2, I stopped. Purge 2. So I didn't. I kind of was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I don't need 3 and all. I think there was a
election
spinoff
year.
and all this stuff.
There's election year, the first Purge.
Okay, so I stopped at 2.
Yeah.
Can I I can hop into this.
Yeah, I
and,
mean
like,
that's the
be
great
cool?
thing about the
Okay.
series is it's not a brain
Yeah.
teaser. Like it's the
I love
Purge,
the
you know,
premise.
and
I love the
like, yeah.
premise of seeing the lives in between.
Yeah,
and seeing how
and
that affects. That's
exactly
interesting.
why I think this season's going to be
all right.
special. So
Might have hooked me.
before we get to the end of the Purge series with the next film, be sure to check out that trailer also on Comicbook.com.
Purge.
Now, moving on to some tech stuff. Apple had one of their I don't even know what to call these anymore. Keynotes, announcement, events, blah 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 blah, where they sell you Apple stuff and act like it's a world-changing thing since Steve Jobs died. It's not.
This is the best iPhone we've ever created. No shit, it's the newest one.
So we got a new iPhone. We got some stuff, but the things we're here to talk about are, of course, the entertainment stuff, which is the Apple TV Plus, Apple TV Plus, which is their streaming service that they're launching. This thing's coming. It's going to be $4.99. It launches November 1st, which will be perfect time for me not to give a crap while I get it.
Man, the enthusiasm you're delivering this with is amazing.
I mean, I'm just going to keep it real mode today. Like, yeah.
But it's interesting because part of that too is they're giving it away for free.
For a year, right?
For
Yeah.
a year to anyone who buys
a new
basically
device, yeah.
a Mac hardware thing, which is like
So
that's
spend
gonna be-
$2,000 and get this thing for
$4.99.
free.
like that's going to be the way that they're going to goose their numbers. It'll be real interesting to see how many people who buy an iPhone this year forget that they are also enrolled in Apple TV Plus and just let it start hitting their account in a year from now.
I mean, that's the magic, right?
I mean-
Once they get you in the ecosystem.
As somebody who just
Hawkeye
discovered
didn't
that
cancel
Title
his
was
wife's
charging
phone
me
plan.
for 2 years.
Seriously?
Yeah, on auto pay from that they never canceled. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I've
it's
done
easy
that.
to let this stuff slip.
I have so many audiobooks because I kept forgetting to cancel Audible.
Exactly.
And then I use it, the credit, because I'm like, well, I have it. And then I forget again. And so, yeah.
So basically, a general consensus, even in this room, is no one cares about Apple TV Plus.
Well,
it's
I
not
mean,
that I
I've
don't
seen
care.
one
I mean-
trailer for one thing that
Yeah.
they've done.
There's not
Too
enough.
soon-
Look,
there's nothing to care about.
here's the real benefits of this.
Break it down.
Is basically your ability to kind of more seamlessly move TV across devices, which, you know, anybody with a third grade level of technology knowledge can probably do, like right now, and the whole plan that you can share with an entire family, like your whole family.
That's
can
cool.
watch, Yeah,
That part is really cool.
But you can only have like 4 people in on your family.
no, it's
Or is it?
I mean, even that is
six.
It's
enough.
yeah.
Like, that's a pretty...
What kind of families do you have?
Yeah, I know. Like, how many people are watching it at the same
So
time that aren't
it-
in the same room?
Will
Yeah,
Apple
six
like
family
buy
members
the
to
next
set
movie
share.
studio?
6.
6.
Will Apple buy the next movie studio?
Yeah, like how is Apple going to generate enough content for me to want to pay $4.99 to subscribe to their streaming service?
I mean, they've got the cash. I don't think they necessarily need
And
to
I
buy
think
a
it's the
studio.
demographic. Like they want people who are heady, Apple type people. Like,
Well, this is
Yeah.
perfect for... Look, I'm honestly surprised when I go to family members' houses or friends' houses and they have an Apple TV. Because
Yeah,
I'm
me
like,
too.
I forget it exists. Because
do
it's
I.
just...
I love it. I love my.
Yeah, but
can't
you...
live without it.
Exactly. So those people, though, are in, right? They're in, and they don't... They'll look at that as value to
Yeah.
something, the ecosystem they're already in. You aside, I
If
feel like
get an Apple
mainstream
TV, I'll
will
probably
will.
use it for Disney Plus.
Right. I mean, that's
well,
it.
that's.
But
I mean,
that's-
that's again. I think this is a lifestyle brand. Apple's a lifestyle brand. As somebody who grew up in a household where using Apple all my life, when the
Yeah.
'80s, when it was ludicrous to do so,
Right.
like it's a lifestyle brand. My family's never switched once. Like, and I feel like that's the way for a lot of people. So. People whose houses you go to and it's just full of Apple crap
Yeah.
like everywhere, like that's a lifestyle. That
I mocked those stupid
Like-
headphones, and now I see so many people wearing them.
AirPods.
Yes.
they're
I
awesome.
still don't
They're
like
amazing.
them.
Okay, but when they were announced, I went, I don't
like
freaking
them.
need this. Fix your battery. Don't give me wireless headphones. I can go buy those. And now everybody I see,
it's
just
truly
no
amazing.
cord.
are
Yes.
pretty good.
So
People jump in front of subways.
it's going to be the exact same thing with this. You're going to see a bunch of people adopt it, and it's just that Apple prints money at
But,
this point.
like,
I don't care personally.
My thing is, I think they're the people who are the kind of the Apple types, I would say, are going to watch this type of content. Like they're going to anything that gives them a more
saw the tra-
hermetically
I watched the
sealed
trailer
Apple.
for C that's now available on the
the Bird Box sequel.
but like, okay,
I agree they need
Again,
more
I
content.
don't think you're the target audience.
Yeah.
for this.
Sure.
I think it's a
So who is? Because
sci-fi-
nobody here.
it's a sci-fi show.
you know.
We love
It's gonna
sci-fi here at
be-
Comicbook.com.
I think there's a certain...
You like a kind of sci-fi.
and we love Jason Momoa here at Comicbook.com.
I think people who write OA dissertations about the OA will like something like
But
C and
but I think there's a
watching
difference.
Apple, and just Apple's a lifestyle brand. Like I'm
Yes.
watching Apple originals.
I think there's a
Like,
difference
there's a
between
hermetically sealed
Apple
bubble.
fans like
Yeah.
you and me, because I straddle that. I will never have a PC. Like I will always have a Mac computer. Like that, I will not.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
I've been doing that for a long time,
Yeah.
and I will not go back. But phones, I tend to go Android. I tend to bounce. So I'm not Apple all the time. Everything, but there is a big tier of fans of Apple that are that, and they will adopt this.
And the ability
day
to
one.
add TV and make it hermetically sealed in their Apple bubble will be the appeal.
Sure, but I mean, even
All of the Apple products already allow me to use all of the other streaming services.
but that too. But like
And I
like
use
the
only Apple
like
products.
we're saying like the Apple brand, right? Like I imagine like those people to me feel like the same people who love everything that HBO puts out.
Yeah.
They do, and that's what Apple's trying to create. They're not going for like Netflix. They're trying to create that prestige brand.
Sure, but
So the
HBO
morning
but HBO
show,
already is
like-
like has that back catalog, and I feel like more and more that aspect of new services is a very appealing part. It's why people are super upset that Friends is no longer on Netflix,
Yeah.
and things like that. Then like Apple's not going to have that. They're only going to have their new stuff. And
But
I
if
don't know
that-
that's gonna be
Now,
enough
I mean,
to-
Yeah.
right now, yeah.
yeah.
But if that new stuff hits,
Yeah, and they're rolling
Over
out
time.
quite a few things. I mean, if
Yeah.
you look at our list on Comicbook.com, like, yeah.
I don't know. You
Each
need a
month
huge.
you're getting,
You need a
getting new
catalog.
series. I mean, it's like how
you
much
need
are you going to watch?
You need a catalog.
you do.
They don't have any back catalog.
But that's also
That's-
a very
that's-
small amount
yeah.
of money
Think about
too.
how
We're talking
Netflix was built.
$4.99.
Netflix was built on other people. Like they weren't creating anything when they launched the
Yeah,
streaming
and
service.
I'd be interested to see modern streaming services what the actual percentage of user time and bandwidth is catalog, like looking at back catalogs of things that aren't like ultra popular TV shows,
Yeah.
and like at a time maybe 5 ultra popular TV shows.
I don't know. I think most
The rest of that Netflix
people I
catalog
know-
is the stuff people complain about scrolling through. Okay,
I mean,
Sure, a lot of it because there's so much there. But Netflix, like most stuff people watch, is going to be The Office, Parks and Rec, New Girl, Friends. Like, and
You
then
just
those
named the
are
5
yeah,
series
those are
that I
huge.
said.
that's my point. That's
Those
my
are
point,
built-in
though.
audiences. Like those
Right,
are
that's
giant.
my
And
point.
those
Apple
are all
doesn't
gonna start
have
to fall
any-
away from Netflix
But
in
neither-
the coming years. Like all of that's going to go.
Nobody's
land
going to
their-
have all that
their
in one
home
spot though anymore,
studio,
except for
yeah.
Disney. Disney's going to own half of everything.
Yeah,
But
all those people go back to their home studios for their streaming
Yeah.
services. Like, yeah.
But now we're at that point where people are going to have to start stacking these subscriptions, and
yeah,
that's going
someone's
and
going to
that's
have to
okay.
go.
People are so like against that, but
No, I
it's
think
still
it's
much cheaper
okay.
than your cable bill.
Yes, it is. My
Yeah.
cable bills.
You get Disney,
astronomical
Hulu,
compared-
Netflix, and Apple TV is significantly cheaper than your cable bill.
I have 4 streaming services, 5 now, right now, and it's not even close to what I pay for my cable.
with all of these prices and whatnot, I'm looking at that WWE subscription, being like, if that ain't dropping soon, that one's gonna be the first to go.
Oh,
It's-
really?
It's one of the most expensive ones.
It is,
For like what you get, fine.
especially with them doing that weird straddle on USA and
Right.
WWE Network now with NXT.
Right, it's like $12.
All right, now that we're nice and primed and everybody's a little raw, this is a good time
Oh,
for the
here it
grenade.
is.
Yeah. So today, for our first grenade topic, this came up out of an article, and these are not essentially articles; they're discussions that kind of come around articles. That's
Do we have
what a
sound
grenade
effects
is.
to this?
No, I mean, like that's my sound effect for a grenade pull. But here's my grenade. So, Todd Phillips, director of Joker, was asked if Joker would ever cross over with Robert Pattinson's like Batman universe, to which he gave a resounding hell no. My grenade question to you guys is that the smart approach? But if Joker is successful, and if the Batman is successful, would you want to see those two things kind of meet and reestablish like a new Batman Joker rivalry for the live action movie?
I have zero.
Now, this is an interesting question, obviously, because one of us up here has actually
that's
seen Joker, which is Mr. Brandon Davis, which is why I thought I'd toss him in here today and then toss this grenade in the room. Welcome. So, BD, take it away.
I mean, yeah, I want to see the Joker and Batman together. I don't think this Joker would be one that would make sense to go against Batman. Like this version is just very, very, very different, and I don't want to like. I mean, you read the leaked script, I think, but it's just like it's not a comic book character. He's not a character who can meticulously plan to take down a superhero.
well, but,
he's
that,
not a
but that's
sup-
yet, right? Like, isn't it still like without giving spoilers away? It's like
It
there's
would be
still
a change of
room.
character for him to have motivations and to develop manipulative plans. He just kind of exists, and he descends into madness. And I mean, the first thing I thought after the movie was it would be really cool if they found a way to make it happen where it fits and it stayed true to the character. But I think that's tricky. I mean, it would take a very talented writer. And I'm not saying it's impossible. I loved Joker. I would love to see more of this character if they did it justice and continued it in a way that it worked without ruining this character they built. But I feel like this character they built might be only good for a one-time thing.
Well, they've said, I mean, to be devil's advocate, Phillips has also said that he and Joaquin already have ideas that they've been kicking around for a sequel.
Well, I mean, it's a double-edged sword because this is such a cool one-time thing, but it's going to make so much money. It's going to be so successful, and people are going to love it. A few people are going to hate it, I think, but mostly people are going to love it. And the inevitability of that is Warner Brothers is going to call Todd Phillips and say, hey, we want another one. And Todd Phillips will probably be like, nah, that was once. And they'll be like, but here's $100 million. He'll be like, got a script.
Yeah, the dump
So-
truck full of money never fails.
Yeah, so the old dump truck of money might make this.
That's a lot. That's a
Smaller
way of
sequel?
swinging people a lot. That bucket full.
Well, the thing, like,
I have
zero-
convictions.
I
Oh,
have
what do you
zero
need?
faith. I have zero faith that Warner Brothers will show any restraint at trying to find some way to put them together.
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
it
if this is successful and Batman's successful, like, yeah, I don't see where they have the stop button, like where
But then they have.
You're talking
This
about the
takes
house
place
of
in
bad. I'm not saying
1981.
that this is a good idea.
Yeah.
This is what I love about tossing grenades. I don't have to have an opinion.
But I don't
Look,
think they'll have. I mean, then you have two successful franchises. Don't screw them both up. Like, keep them. That's what they've done in the past, and they've screwed up all of their
But
stuff, and
here's
it took
but
them
then
so
here's
long
the
to
thing,
dig themselves
right?
out.
Then the natural inclination is you're going to want to see Joker in a Batman movie
Yeah.
if this is a new franchise.
But I want to see Matt Reeves' Joker. I don't want to see his Joker. That Joker was developed specifically for this universe that Todd Phillips
But
created.
I mean,
audiences
no,
can't handle that.
It could work.
Yes, they
No,
can.
they can't.
Yes, they can.
No, they
Yes,
can't.
really?
See,
You
Moon Knight
hurt
feels the
Moon
same
Knight.
way.
got hit with a grenade blast.
No,
No,
I
the
think there are. I
general
think
move-
you underestimate the intelligence of people.
You're far overestimating the
I'm
intelligence
saying
of
no.
them.
They can understand that one is separate and one is not.
Most people
No, they
people
can't.
I know
Yes, they
still,
can.
They can.
Most
Bull.
people, yeah.
Then you're almost
most
making me
people
cuss.
I
No.
know still think the X-Men were part of the Avengers world.
Then you know stupid people. Sorry,
I know
sorry,
average
you do.
moviegoers. No,
That
I know
says
people who
about
don't
their
read our
intelligence,
website.
not everybody
But
else's.
there are people-
Sorry.
There are people expecting to see Jared Leto's Joker show up in Birds of Prey.
And those people are stupid too. It's clear.
Dude, if you talk to people who don't go to like if you go
No,
to a
just
Titans
pay
football
attention
game,
to the
they don't
movie
know.
you just watched and read the internet once every 6 months, and
Yeah,
you'll
but you
see
can't
something.
expect people to
This
go
is
online and take
ridiculous.
away
This is what
more from the
happens
movie.
when a grenade goes off in the
Like, don't feed me that. No, they're intelligent enough to handle it.
That's wrong.
That is so wrong.
Hell, it is. Sorry.
Do you know what time we're living in?
Yes, I do.
People are altering weather maps with Sharpies. Like, this is not
I'm
the
not
age
saying.
of reason.
I'm not saying there aren't stupid people. There are plenty. There are absolutely
I'm saying-
plenty.
but I'm not even
But
saying
I don't
that-
make decisions
but it's
based on
not
what stupid people think.
But man, it's not a stupid thing. It's just a like.
It is. It
No,
is.
it is, yeah.
Yes, it is. They have clearly told you in numerous
haven't.
ways.
Who's
Yes, they
told you?
have. The studio has said numerous times that this was created as alone, like the Joker
They
alone.
don't put
Todd
that in the
Phillips.
movie trailer.
No clue.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh my God! Then she doesn't read it. She's a little stupid too.
Okay, here's something that maybe
Sorry.
bring us down. So
Sorry.
you told us the story about what happened when your wife saw the Joker. Right?
Yes.
So I took my wife and I saw it. Like I told you, we saw Dr. Sleep. Well, they also played the final trailer was Joker.
Yes.
And she didn't, and I didn't tell her what it was. I had never shown it to her, and I just used her as my, market research as I tend to do.
Yeah.
So I just sat there and watched her the whole time because when you watch the trailer again and you don't know, and you're in a theater with regular people, they have no idea what this movie is when it starts playing. Like what they don't understand what is happening. Literally up until the moment he says, "Hey Murray, when you introduce me, can you introduce me as Joker?"
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, "Oh!"
And then
like,
after
blows
the
their mind.
movie's done,
But I'm just saying, so that's like, I mean, when you're just, and my wife didn't either. And by the time she was done, ironically, she said what your wife said, which it was too freaky for her. She
Yeah, it's
didn't
a
know
little
if she
freaky.
wanted to see that. It was too real. Too
It's a little
disturbing
real.
About a real
sorry.
person's
By the
mental
way, I'm
illness.
sorry, Mama Viscari.
But like,
I didn't
yeah.
mean you're stupid.
So I just think that there is some merit, and I don't know if it's stupidity, but like, yeah, the awareness is not there entirely. So like, that's the kind of level of awareness that I always try to remember is out there in the general public. Like, people have to watch that trailer.
I get that, but I also don't go.
Especially with how fragmented the DC universe is under the guiding hand of Warner Brothers,
Which is what they're trying to clean up. So then why go muddy the waters again?
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's what we're saying though. Is like a lot of general moviegoers have been conditioned to this shared universe-esque type of superhero thing. Marvel happens in one bucket, DC happens in another.
Yes.
And because you're having a movie like Birds of Prey come out that is still a remnant of the old guard world that has its own Joker, and then you're saying, oh, but there's a new Batman movie that's coming out that happens, outside of all this, and then there's this Joker movie that's happening outside of all this. Like, we know that because we live and breathe it every day. Diehard fans live and breathe it every day.
Yes, but I
the
also
the movie is being like, whoa, did they just reboot something? Like,
okay, but that's not. You're drawing a very clear line, and that's not everybody. There's
We're not saying everybody. It's most people.
It's not. It's not. It's split because I talk to people who don't live and breathe this stuff every day, and they know more than what you are giving credit for. They don't know everything. They don't read every stupid theory we write, but they know enough. Oh, that's the new one that guy from the Apes movie is making. Oh, cool. That's like by itself, right? I've gotten that from several people who do not read our site on a regular basis. You are assuming that they know nothing. That is not the case. They know a little. They don't know a ton. And I have enough faith in people to be able to go, oh yeah, that's really not like this at all.
I think what we're in, the point I'm saying is, I think that people may know something, even if they know something now, but I think things change when people see a movie they like, and they don't tend to want to let go of what they like. And so, like, whatever Warner Brothers plans are now, if people see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, love Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, it's going to be the Heath Ledger thing all over again.
But it's theirs. That's fine. If people want it, so what? Sorry, you don't always get what you want. Like, I'm so done to catering
if you have a
to the lowest common denominator.
We want to see this Joker in a movie with, this Batman. Like, I just think that Warner Brothers is not the studio that's going to be like, hold up, artistic credit, homie. We're not doing that.
I don't think it's artistic
credit. So you haven't seen the movie yet. I'm just curious. You haven't seen the movie yet. Assuming you go in and you really like the Joker, you like Joaquin Phoenix's performance, you have no idea what's coming in the Batman movie, or you know as much about the Batman movie as anybody else in this room does. Why would you preemptively say no?
Because I want Matt Reeves to do what he wants to do with Batman, come up with his own Joker. This was always designed, if this was designed at one point to link to everything, and then they decided, well, let's split them off. We're talking a different scenario. That's not how these were created. The one was created to be a part of something else, and this one was created as an isolated thing. It was supposed to always hover over there by itself. You'd be shoehorning, no matter how good you are, at writing, at crafting a universe, it's always going to be something that was done after the fact, not organic. So it's going to be not as good if you just kept them separate, let them do what they want, and we get two franchises instead of one mishmash disaster that then they'll reboot in a couple other years anyway. I'd rather just have them separate. And it's more money for Warner Brothers, too.
You don't like it like when they try to retroactively like contrive something and shoehorn it in and... Like
typically, no. Like Captain Marvel did that.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but
that was my next point.
They had to work around so many things, and they didn't get everything right. I love Captain Marvel as a movie, but there are still flaws that it presented, just like Spider-Man: Far From Home did, just like all the movies that are done after the fact of building on a universe.
Okay,
there's going to be plot holes. There's going to be things that don't really make sense. I can overlook them because I enjoy something.
But why would you accept it for Captain Marvel instead of Batman?
Because that one's already done. I can't control it. You're asking me about my opinion about something that is not done yet. I'm saying if I had my druthers, that's an old person word. I feel like that. That was an old person word. I would have been here at the beginning saying, oh, let's have Captain Marvel in the first phase. But obviously, that's not, I don't get my way all the time.
Here's what I say, because we're going to move on. But when I feel confident saying this is a when we get that article that pops up in our thing that says DC fans are, after Joker comes out, October 5th, when we're in here, and there's that thing that pops up that says DC fans are, are crazy about seeing Joaquin Phoenix's
Yeah,
Joker
the thing
as
I'll
Batman.
probably have to write.
Yes,
Yeah.
you were going to write it. That is
Why?
yours to write.
Why?
That is yours to write because
I
you
didn't
said
want
it wasn't
that.
going to happen. You have to write what the now people you said were too smart to say are going to say.
No, I didn't say it wasn't going to happen. I said I don't want it to happen. That is not what I want. That's my opinion on what I want.
Yeah.
I do not have control. Who said that's the same people that say Disney pays me money or Marvel pays me money. I have no control over this. I said I don't want that. So I will definitely write it with a tinge of opinion and go, this is a stupid idea.
All right. There we go. There you have
Not a
it.
good
So,
idea.
that was our first grenade. As you can see, it was very lively. A lot of people were caught in a blast, and that's the way
I apologize to all the people I called stupid. You're not stupid.
Yeah, you just alienated half our audience. But
That's fine.
okay.
That's
All right. When we come back, now you're going to have to listen to Matt talk again. When we come back.
Yay,
He's going to break down
suckers.
the comics, and he won't insult you for liking some of them, I'm sure. And then BD's going to take us through his review of Gears of War 5, and we'll let you know how his compares to our official Comicbook.com review. So stay tuned for all of that. All right, so now Matt is going to give the intelligent people in the room a rundown of what comics are out this week. If you're a dum-dum, don't try. A lot of these will probably be over your head, according to Matt. All right, so Matt, take it away.
Thank you for that setup, Kofi. Yeah, so Powers of X, number 4, which we will cover in detail next show, because there's a lot to talk about with this. Well, I'll just leave it there. We'll save all that for next time. Batman number 78 is the kind of, we're nearing the end of Tom King's run. This is for me, one of the best issues in a minute of that run. That run has been kind of hit and miss for me over the last few issues, but this one was really strong. I think fans who have been puzzled about the whole Batman Catwoman wedding fiasco thing, there is some closure there. There is some satisfying stuff that comes out between those two. I think fans will be happy. Huh?
It's about damn time.
It is. It is about, and then he's going to, I'm sure, launch his other series and all that. Gotham City Monsters mashes together like Killer Croc, Frankenstein, Tusk makes an appearance in this. It's a very interesting group of heroes that live in,
It's like
not even
Justice
heroes.
League Dark and Suicide Squad had a baby. That's
Yeah,
this
it's fun so far. It's interesting. Very different than kind of what I expected. But if you are a fan of Suicide, by the way, speaking of Suicide Squad, Jim had a quick rant about the new Suicide Squad book. What would you like to say?
I think it's a lame announcement that happened at a lame time, and Tom King needs to be on a bigger. Not
Tom Taylor?
Tom Taylor needs to be on a bigger book than a lame Suicide Squad title.
Here's the thing, though. He got to pick, I'm sure, the people he wanted. Suicide Squad is a premise that allows you to pick like all these D-list fun characters and just do whatever you want with them. You can kill them. You can do all kinds of stuff, right? I want to see Tom Taylor write that.
Right, but he's been doing that. Basically, every other DC book he's written, that's basically the premise.
Is what?
Pick whatever characters you want and just write
Deceased?
it in a way that takes place. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Injustice and whatever. So it's like put him.
But this is in continuity. This isn't like a separate thing.
I mean,
So he gets to do
guy
stuff.
likes to wreck people's toys. Like, let him wreck some more toys.
And he doesn't get to do that with like
the Ryan
Spider-Man
Johnson of
and all the other stuff. He doesn't get to do that with Spider-Man and some of the other stuff. So this gets him a little flexibility. King Thor number 1 starts off Jason Aaron's big final arc on Thor. We've also got so Absolute Carnage, Symbiote of Vengeance. This book turned out to be way cooler than I expected. If you are a Ghost Rider fan, I feel like you need to read this book because not only is it just a really cool story kind of in and of itself, and it ties in a meaningful way, but it also sets up the new Ghost Rider book that is coming. And for the first time in a long time, I actually want to read that Ghost Rider book. From this is some really cool things set up. So definitely check that out. So
really
far,
big, cool surprise return too.
yeah, no, like there's a couple things in this, and it's just a one-off tie-in. But
Absolute Carnage.
yeah, exactly. But it's a meaningful thing, so very good. Of course, we're also going to talk about Captain Marvel number 10 because this actually reveals the origin and what's going on with Star, the newest member of the Marvel Universe, and it has ties to Minerva as well, and there's some interesting stuff there if you're a Minerva fan. So that's interesting. Moon Knight Annual number 1. This book is just a one-off You don't really, I mean, you don't have to have read previous stuff. It'll make more sense if you did. But essentially, we get to see Moon Knight go back through time and visit all these old different variations of Moon Knight. So we get like, Tommy Gun Moon Knight, we get Egyptian Moon Knight, we get Wild West. It's just a really popular sci-fi series, and it's been a minute since we've seen a new entry in this franchise, and so that number 1 comes out for all the people who don't want a superhero story.
If you like to play the comic book speculation game and look for a quick flip, Venom 18 is definitely going to be the book that you're going to want to buy. And quickly put on eBay, for sure.
And quickly put on eBay. It's a very Dylan-centric issue.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's comics.
Okay, there you go. Now you know what you're reading. Time to talk about what you should or maybe should not be playing right now. Mr. Brandon Davis, you have spent some intense, quote-unquote, research time with Gears of War 5 over the weekend.
Mainly staring at a loading screen.
Yeah.
And we'll have an official Comicbook.com gaming review up by the time you hear this. I believe that we are giving Gears of War a 5 out of 5. Is what I've been informed. So that's what we're doing.
Which is fair. I've played quite a bit of it.
Well, I was going to say, that was my segue to saying, that is not quite the experience that Brandon Davis has had.
I mean, it's a 5 out of 5 when you get to play it.
Yes.
My problem is I've tried since Thursday, and I've played like less than 10 games online because the servers suck, which is nothing new to Gears of War. Gears of War has a reputation for crappy servers. Like it used to be the host advantage, and then like if you were a host, you'd automatically get a headshot and stuff like that. You just get the shot off first because your internet was there already, and then it shifted, and then it just became a crap server issue, and now it's the same thing. I guess they didn't anticipate people were going to want to play Gears 5 on release weekend. Well, guess what? We did, and we couldn't. So there's some stuff I really like about it. I mean, I really like the new hit marker thing, like that. The way when you use the shotgun instead of like a hit marker like on Call of Duty with like the little 4 markers to let you know to indicate that you hit somebody, it just shows a dot for each like spray of shotgun bullets that hit a person. So it not only gives you confirmation that you hit them, lets you know how much you hit them with, so you kind of have an idea of how much damage you did. So that's cool. The new weapons are cool, the new maps are cool, the graphics are great. The story mode I've really just like turned on basically. I guess I don't know much about the story, but everything I've seen about the story looks great. 5 out of 5 seems fair. It's my favorite multiplayer experience for a Gears game when I get to play it.
So you haven't, because I assumed if you couldn't log on to multiplayer,
I couldn't log on to campaign either. Campaign requires internet.
I thought it wasn't.
There's a problem in that you have to be connected to the servers to be able to
Is it
play.
unified progression?
Huh?
Like, is it some sort of unified
Yeah.
progression where if you unlock something, you gain XP
it carries
in
over.
single player, it carries over to multiplayer?
which is awesome, but then
Which
it
is
needs
great,
to,
but then you
okay.
So when I was down,
You
when
gotta be in line for this.
Jim and I
And
opening
it's not
night,
like a thing where it just keeps track of what you unlock, and
Yeah.
then once you're connected, it just like
Syncs.
sends the information. It syncs. No, because you're getting that stuff in real time.
yeah. So Jim and I, when the multiplayer like ranked play, team deathmatch, that type of stuff was down, we were like, all right, let's go play campaign. And we were streaming this online, and I think like it must have been boring for people because we would go over and we switched to campaign, and then we just sat at a loading screen for like 15 minutes and had to reload the game, and then tried to play solo. Couldn't play solo campaign. But they say it's gotten better. For me, I just go from loading screen to loading screen, from countdown to countdown, and it takes a long time for me to get into games. Jim and Tanner, our gaming guy here at Comicbook.com, he says it's getting better. When I'm in games, I'm loving it. The game is smooth. It's the same Gears of War that my neighbors hate when I play because I yell and shout when I die. Like and there's one thing I would take out from multiplayer, it's being able to kill each other with a shotgun, because multiple times
I think that's only in that one mode.
I've played team deathmatch, I've played
it did?
King of the Hill. If you have a shotgun and you both shoot at each other, both of you can die. It doesn't just kill, like there isn't like one person dies. It should be one person dies. If I shoot first, you should die. If you shoot first, I should die. There shouldn't be like mutual kills. That's my criticism.
Yeah, that's
Sounds like
actually.
you should not be giving your targets that much time to fire back.
I'll tell you.
I'm just kidding. That would be annoying. So
I mean, I love the game. I'm gonna play the hell out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, like
When it works.
Like the animations are great.
It's
when
bloody
you're-
as
when
all
you're-
hell.
Yeah, when you're in a match, they move like they're fast paced, is in sort of that way that you love from Gears.
I don't really care for the Terminator skins to be in Gears. I don't love that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're a bit gimmicky, but
It's gimmicky. It takes you out of the Gears world. Really takes you out of the Gears
But you know what really takes you out of the Gears world? All those Rockstar unlockables, because it's all like bright neon shit, and you see that running around, just like you.
But that's just a skin. At least it's like a low. At least it's like a part of this. Like it's like a paint job. That's one thing.
I mean, I can't say anything when like I think in 3 we ended up all rocking like gold lancers and stuff.
I didn't like the Gold Lancer though.
But I'm saying like I can't get on.
I agree.
I can't get on the neon
It's
though.
like
If I'm gonna say
you've got Marcus coming out of a rave. Like it's
maybe
just-
he was. Maybe
yeah,
he
man.
went to a foam party.
What? Don't judge him.
Maybe he likes to party.
God, you know.
God, you guys are nitpicking now. So Gears is still awesome. That's my takeaway from this.
It's the best game for Xbox in a while.
Yep.
But not a reason to buy an Xbox.
No, that's it.
I'm not falling
I'm
for that
only.
second grenade.
I mean, maybe for the campaign.
Not
It's
falling
great.
for that.
Don't.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, not falling for that one, Kobe.
No.
I saw it. I saw the troll coming from a mile away on that one.
I'm just repping for PS4.
I do have to say something. I have to say something.
Don't do it.
So don't do what? What was I gonna say? What do you think I was gonna say? We had the whole dialogue on Twitter. What what I have to say is I do find it funny and ironic that I defended everyone's intelligence and then also called them stupid for not understanding
That's about right for you.
within the same block of time. So I actually do, because now my guilt. I don't know if it's like Catholic in me or whatever.
You were.
Oh, it's
The
already
guilt
all
in
a
me.
thing.
The guilt in me is already hit.
There's people who are never going to get to this point.
The guilt. Well, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. But the guilt in me is eating me alive. So I will say, I do actually apologize. You're not stupid. I still stand by what I said, though. As far as like, I do think people
Learn
are
about
smart
your
enough
comic book
to
movies,
do that.
dum-dums.
Are we
That's what Matt
canceling
says.
Matt Aguilar?
Oh, well, I mean, that's
Cancel culture coming from Matt?
That's almost happened. I don't know how many times.
He started an he almost broke Judas. Like legitimately,
That's almost
religion has
happened.
endured for thousands of years.
That's
and
almost
Matt
happened in a long
broke
time.
it
Yeah.
over Wonder Woman. So I don't know.
Yeah, so anyway.
But I mean, they could be coming for him, but the tables are going to get turned really quick when they get into like it's going to be like Rambo, like when they get into his house, and he's going to have all these Home Alone traps for him. Man.
Oh man.
But all right, so Matt making everybody mad is where we're going to leave off
Welcome to my life.
today. That'll do it for this episode of Comic Book Nation, and our first grenade test has been a great one. If you're just now signing up for the show, you can always find new episodes Wednesday and Friday on Comicbook.com. Or if you want to jump into these grenade discussions, because they are created for you guys to also jump in and toss a few grenades back our way, you can always hit us up at the hashtag ComicBookNation. You can also subscribe to the show on your favorite listening platform. We're on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Google Playlists, and you can tell any Amazon Alexa device to play Comic Book Nation podcast, and it will fire right up for you. If you want to continue the conversation with any of us, I'm at Kofi Outlaw.
I'm Matt Aguilar, CV.
Take special note of that one. And Brandon?
I am at Brandon Davis BD.
All right, so hit us up for anything or to tell us about your intelligence or whatever it may be.
I'm looking forward to those tweets.
Oh, yeah, these responses should be great.
I'm looking forward to
And if you can find it in your heart not to give us a 0-star review after this one and continue giving us great 5-star reviews on iTunes, we will be reading your reviews on the show coming up in the next episode or so, because I feel like we've shipped out everything we need to get shipped out. I've stopped getting angry messages about shirts, so that's a good sign that we need to do some more. So be sure to get them in, because the next batch of review readings on the show is coming. That'll do it for this episode of Comic Book Nation. We hope to see you guys next time if you aren't too mad at us. We're out of here.